Let's have a quick conversation about ZenCaster. Is it really worth it for podcasting or what? So here's a decision I really want you to pay attention to. So what is ZenCaster? So ZenCaster, in our view, is a superb platform for recording podcast, but you'll have to look elsewhere when it comes to editing, hosting, and publishing your content. Something that other platforms actually give you in a holistic way. For example, when you have Buzzsprout, you're able to do a lot of things that ZenCaster doesn't offer, at least as of now. So when you think about ZenCaster, think about a web-based platform, which means what? It means that the platform is accessible to anybody. In other words, to just about anybody. As long as you have access to the internet, you are really you're good to go, right? It has an easy-to-use interface that allows even neophyte podcasters to actually create a fantastic product. Okay, so you need to understand that when you think about ZenCaster, you have to think about a very simple platform, a very easy to use interface. We're talking about like ZenCaster really simplifies the whole podcasting process for you. So in addition to making it easy to coordinate sessions with multiple people, ZenCaster makes it sound great when you actually play them in multiple audiences, target audiences. And this is kind of important. But just remember, if you are not interested in hosting or publishing your podcast, then ZenCaster is really great for you. But if you want to host and if you're looking for a platform to host or publish your podcast, then you can rely on ZenCaster. Okay, so let's say if you were to look for an all-in-one option, for example, you can think about Cast, or you can think about Buzzsprout to a certain extent. So this is what it is. Now, one thing I need to say also is that when you really think about the capabilities that ZenCaster gives you in its categories, in the categories where it's really adding value, it's just really fantastic. But don't expect to have anything in depth. It's more basic. The target audience here is, I would say, novices, newbies. If you are an experienced podcaster and you're listening to this show, ZenCaster is definitely not the tool for you, at least based on our analysis. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to make yourself comfortable. We're going to have a quick convo about ZenCaster right now. I want to talk to you about the pros and cons of ZenCaster. So what pros does ZenCaster offer? And the thing is, ZenCaster offers a plethora of features that make it easy for budding podcasters to build up a following. Okay, so you have one track per speaker, so each of your guests will be recorded on a separate track to streamline the editing process. You have an integration with your cloud drive, so ZenCaster can sync up with your Dropbox or your Google Drive, making cloud drive integration a breeze. You have chat capabilities, so if you want to communicate with your guest without disrupting your recording, you can easily do so with this feature. You also have a mute, so you won't have to worry about muddying the audio quality if you're just on the call to produce with this feature. And you have a lossless WAV recording. So this file is actually a step above MP3s in terms of audio quality, in our view at least. Recording in WAV files is actually in 16-bit 44.1K is always going to enhance your production value no matter what. You have built-in voice over IP, so you don't need to multitask and also run Zoom or Skype. Voice chatting with your guest directly is possible through the system's built-in voice over IP. You have a web-based platform. So in this format, ZenCaster can be accessed by anyone with internet connections. You have a simple guest interface. The only thing your guest will have to do is click the link sent directly to their email, which is really great because this makes the whole guest experience as simple as possible. You don't have to worry about onboarding your guest into a complicated system. There's no sort of steep learning curve here. Things are really, really, really easy. You have automatic backups. It's really fantastic. So the audio files download actually locally in addition to uploading to your cloud drive. So you always have your recordings, even if there is an issue with internet access during the upload process, you will always have a backup just when you need it most. The connection fallback plan could save you quite a headache if you do run into issues. You also have the hours of recording time. So while you can theoretically record as long as your computer specs will allow, the system can confidently support up to 3 hours of recording time, which is really great. If you're a newbie, you don't really need that much anyway. So overall, think of ZenCaster as a series of powerful tools, excellent recording quality and testing, simple, effective user interface, and a free version as well. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're actually talking about ZenCaster. This is a ZenCaster review, and I'm giving you the pros and cons, the in and outs, everything you need to know about the tool. Let me talk to you about the cons here. I mean, obviously, no software is perfect, so I just gave you the advantages that ZenCaster has. Now, it's important to look at the drawbacks. So no technology is perfect. So let's review some of the downsides to ZenCaster so that you can get a holistic view of this product. First of all, you have a lack of video. So if you are, let's say, if you are a visual person who needs to make eye contact with your guests while podcast hosting, then this may not be the software for you. You have you are unable to connect with the mobile device. Currently, all users must access ZenCaster from a computer. You have ineffective with a PC, so digital popping and audio drifts are much more prevalent issues when working with a PC as opposed to a Mac. You have a lackluster support, a set of lackluster support services. So if you need help with the program, most often you will not hear back from ZenCaster support services until well after your recording session has finished. Okay, so this help is often too little and too late to be of any real assistance. However, you can access the support page on the ZenCaster page at any time, and the articles on this page may be able to help you solve your problem yourself. So if you are a DIY person, then ZenCaster is for you. But if you're looking for some kind of help, like direct help from customer service, then ZenCaster can be a little problematic there. You also have the audio drifts. So sometimes when recording multiple people with ZenCaster, one audio track ends up being shorter than the other, which can be incredibly annoying during the editing process because the audio files will not match up. Okay, and so while several of these setbacks are undoubtedly annoying, none are particularly deal breakers for most podcasters. For most people, the benefits and exciting features far outweigh the negatives. So also think about that. The fact that paid plans are expensive in ZenCaster, and especially because you don't have the editing, you have no editing, hosting, or publishing tools. This could be a big problem. So for us, at least, it's important. It's a big problem. You need to understand that ZenCaster is only a podcast creator tool. It is not a publishing or hosting solution. At some point, if you want to reach a podcast audience, you will need to do both of these things. So this is a significant limitation of ZenCaster due to the extra cost associated with hosting your podcast and the hassle of transferring files to another account. So both, for example, both Cast and Spotify for creators or for podcasters have built-in publishing and analytics tools. By the way, Spotify for publishers or Spotify for podcasters used to be called Anchor. So this is kind of important to remember. I want to quickly talk to you about the pricing here, and I want you to look on the screen right now. So when we talk about the pricing for ZenCaster, you actually have you have the pricing for individuals, and you have the pricing for businesses. But in today's show, we are focusing on the pricing for individuals, and we're looking at things on a yearly basis. If you go on a monthly basis, things are more expensive. So when we talk about plans and platforms, you need to understand for infrequent podcasters or they are just getting started, ZenCaster offers a permanently free hobbyist account. So with this account, you can host up to 2 guests and can actually record a total of 8 hours per month. So for hobbyist accounts, ZenCaster records actually tracks as 128 kbps MP3 files and charges per use of its automatic post-production option, which starts at about $3 per hour. And the thing is that users who sign up for a hobbyist account can get a 14-day trial of the professional account. And so the next account tier, which is actually the Creator Plus, is a kind of a little elevation of the hobbyist account. but it's also really interesting if you want to really, let's say you want to up your game a little bit, but you're not ready to go to the professional yet. Again, it's all about testing the waters to see what really works for you, right? And then you have the professional account. That costs about $18 per month. Though the price can goes down it really depends if you pay annually. In addition to offering an unlimited number of guests and recordings, the professional accounts level also introduces a live editing soundboard. You have 10 hours of automatic post-production per month. So this is interesting. Now, although it's not yet available, ZenCaster also has a commercial plan in the works. So for a whopping prices of $250 per month, and if you go on the business side, and if you pay annually, you have to pay about $225 a month. As a subscriber, you get everything in the professional account, plus the ability to manage multiple shows. You need to contact ZenCaster directly for specific rates. Now, it's important to understand that ZenCaster is constantly sort of tweaking its pricing tier. And the bottom line here is you got to ask yourself, what are you like? Are you really in this podcasting thing for real? Or you just want to test the waters? If you're just gonna test the waters, then you don't need to spend that much. You can start with a free trial. You can go with the hobbyist account. You can go with the Creator Plus and really test the waters. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. This is a ZenCaster review. We are going through this tool to see if it's great for your podcasting vision. I want to talk to you about the features here. So when you think about ZenCaster, what are the features you need to pay attention to? So I want to quickly go through this. When you actually think about ZenCaster, I want you to think about a series of work streams. So like before the podcasting, when you had to sign up, how you had to look at the dashboard and the time to record. You have to also think about the post-production in ZenCaster. And you have to also think about the sound recording within the app. Is it really adding value? Yes or no? So let's quickly go through that. So prepare to podcast. So before you even consider starting a podcast, you first need to define your topic, create a clear outline, and rehearse your lines. The more comfortable and organized you are as you go into your recording, the more natural and inviting the resultant podcast will sound. Remember, your voice is the only thing that comes through. So do whatever you need to feel relaxed and confident. And if you really need to do anything like sort of trigger your inspiration, do it. And so podcasting generally breaks down into 5 stages. You have planning, recording, mixing, hosting, and publishing. For recording your own audio and the tracks of any other participants, you can use audio editing software like Audacity or Apple Logic Pro X, but ZenCaster and others offer browser-based voice over IP solutions, which are much easier for collaborative projects. As with other options, ZenCaster creates separate audio tracks for each participant. So mixing audio simply entails combining all of the individual tracks, while post-processing is for enhancing and cleaning up audio. And the cool thing is that ZenCaster does both of those things. It's just fantastic, okay? And so in order to publish and distribute your podcast, you need to host your final mix somewhere. Just as website owners need a web hosting service. Unfortunately, ZenCaster, as I said before, does not help with any of this tasks. So for that, you're better off with other providers. And so in terms of the sign up and the dashboard, pretty simple. It's very simple. All you need is a username, email address, and password. So this is kind of cool. And we love the fact that ZenCaster does not require you to provide a payment method when you sign up for the hobbyist account. So this is kind of cool. The hobbyist and the Creator Plus account. And the time to record, this is kind of it's kind of fast. Also, you're able to get things done a lot faster. And what we love about the interface is that ZenCaster places a prominent purple start recording button in the upper right. So access to that button is pretty simple. And across the top of the screen, a large stopwatch timer sits to the right of a small dashboard, so that you have a clear idea how long you've been recording. Okay, so again, the thing here is that you need to understand whether you are in a pre-production or post-production. ZenCaster gives you a series of very simple tools that make the whole process easy for you. Okay, remember that ZenCaster is designed, in our view, primarily for newbies, for novices, for neophytes who are actually trying to get their feet wet in the whole podcasting world. So ZenCaster for all intents and purposes, is really deploying a series of user-friendly, a series of very flexible tools and capabilities that can really help you. And you have excellent recordings. The recordings are just fantastic. It's just that the features in ZenCaster are limited. For example, as I tell you, ZenCaster is an excellent and simple solution for recording podcasts. It solves the troubles of coordination, recording, and post-processing with an elegant workflow solution. ZenCaster also produced the best sounding mix of the services that we actually tested. However, for the price, we wish ZenCaster included hosting, editing, and publishing tools, really. I want to talk to you about the value added here. When you think about ZenCaster, what is actually the value added? It's important to understand that the ZenCaster adds value in a lot of ways. Okay, if you forget about the publishing and the hosting thing, the tool actually adds a lot of value. There are a few things you need to you need to have before you set up your ZenCaster account. Okay, so first of all, you need a ZenCaster account. Of course, you need an email address to set up your account. You need a computer. This can be a Mac or PC, but you may want to use a Mac if possible. You need to have an internet connection, Google Chrome web browser. You need to have a microphone with a USB connection. So this is kind of cool. As a note, guests may use the iPhone earbud headphones and still get a high quality audio recording. But for the best sound quality, you always want to use a USB microphone. And you need to have a stand for the microphone. And you need to have a microphone pop filter. This is important. Do not actually underestimate this part of the equation. And the thing is that the microphone equipment is technically optional. But if you want to make a podcast with the best audio quality possible, then you should consider investing in this product. A decent mic can make or break a podcast's audio quality. And so when we talk about, you can actually, one thing that's important is that even though ZenCaster allows you to do a lot of things, unfortunately, you cannot use ZenCaster on your phone, okay? Because right now, again, the capability is not there. It is currently not possible for your guests to join you in your podcasting recording sessions from a mobile device. This functionality may get added in the future, but it's currently not available. If your guests will join you on the go, then you may want to opt for a different platform. So once you actually set up an account, things go a lot faster. Okay, you will need to navigate to your dashboard, and this is where everything happens. This is where ZenCaster really adds value, because you can create new podcast episodes. And it's very simple here. You just create a new episode, you name your episode, it will take you to the recording screen. And from this place, you'll be able to adjust your settings and invite your guests. And so to invite, you merely need to send an invitation to your guest email address. And once your guests are on board, you can check their settings as well as so that you will be ready to get started. And this is pretty straightforward. And once all systems are go, you will hit the start recording button to begin your audio recording. And as the recording transgresses, you will be able to see the sound wave formations as you speak. And this feature serves as a great indication of whether your audio is recording and if the recording is proceeding as planned, right? So once you have captured all of your audio, you will need to hit stop recording, and that's it. So bottom line here is you have a very simple, straightforward process that allows you to record in no time and to have a clear idea of what you recorded. And again, as long as you forget about the publishing and the hosting part of the equation, ZenCaster is a great tool for you. I want to talk to you about the blog. So basically, when you analyze, when we talk about the value added, the value that ZenCaster adds, the blog is an important element of it, because the ZenCaster website also features a blog, which is a fantastic way to get up to date information about ZenCaster services and gain inspiration. So whether you are a podcast expert or a complete novice, you will likely find helpful information that will enhance your podcast making capabilities. Okay, and so this is really good. And you are able to learn a lot of stuff through the blog. For example, how to record high quality podcasts with ZenCaster. You'll need to see the best equipment, the best microphones, the best headphones, the best all other equipments that will be really helpful to you in terms of turning your podcast experience a great one, not only from the perspective of a listener, but also from your own perspective as a podcaster. Okay. Now, I want to share with you a few alternatives here. So when we talk about ZenCaster, what are the other players in the field that you might want to think about? Well, several other programs allow you to capture audio remotely, but few even come close to the recording features that ZenCaster provides. So you have Google Hangouts, you have Zoom and Skype. All will enable you to speak with other people all over the world with just an internet connection, but they're not explicitly designed for podcast recording. These platforms might yield decent podcast interviews, but generally they are prone to audio issues and disruptions from weak internet connections. You will be much better off going with a system that was specifically designed to capture audio for purposes such as podcasting. Okay, so you have you have a lot of, you have Buzzsprout, for example. You have a Ringer, for example, that does a great job. Also, you have Audacity, for example. You have Cast, for example. So you do have a lot of players in this field that actually can do a good job also. But one thing I want to say here is that in terms of audio quality, ZenCaster is just fantastic. ZenCaster is really fantastic in terms of audio quality, especially if you have to capture the audio remotely. Okay, and one thing I want to say also is that if you want to go with ZenCaster, just you want to budget extra for hosting and publishing. As long as you have that extra budget, you are good to go, because then you're gonna have to sign up for 2 different platforms. And it's totally possible though. We have clients who actually do the same thing right now, so you can do that. But you just need to be aware of the extra costs beforehand, so that there are no surprises down the road. Really. All right, thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. So let me quickly do a recap here. So I spoke to you about ZenCaster. We did a review here. So I gave you the decision, the pros, the cons, the pricing, the features, the value added, and the alternatives. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.